Good evening, everyone. We'll be going live momentarily. We will be live momentarily. Please give us a moment, and we will be live. And 3, 2, 1. Good evening, everyone. Tonight we're once again playing with Teradek Live Air. This is the free version. There is a $99 version, and it unlocks the ability to get rid of that logo there. The overlays still work in the free version. It's an excellent program on iOS. We're using the Rode Smart Lav Plus, so hopefully this sounds better than normal. Usually we just use the built-in mic of the iPad, but we're trying to do things a little nicer. So, how does it sound? I see we're going into the yellow a bit. Let's go to the output window and click in here. And we have 2 total views already. Very nice. If you guys got any questions about this, by all means, let me know. I'm trying to figure out supposedly a way to embed Facebook live streams into websites and blogs, although every time I look for it, it's showing me how to do it after the live stream is over, and it's the archive, which is kind of pointless. I already know how to do that. That's very simple to do. So, whatever. So, like I say, Teradek Live Air. It's actually live, a colon, and an AIR, air. But they say it's called Teradek Live Air, or Live to Air, I should say. And we're looking at the live stream chat, which is a nice touch in this app. Some of the other live stream apps don't let you see the, the chat. But I believe this one does. So, if anybody has anything to say, by all means, do say so. We're using the front-facing camera on the iPad Pro, which is not the greatest camera in the world. And we're using a little gooseneck light with a frosted LED bulb, and giving pretty good light. And we also have ambient light on, which is the room lights. So, this is the future. Facebook is really pushing live. YouTube is pushing live. Bunch of other companies pushing live. Amazon with Twitch. Microsoft with Beam Pro. There's another one called Hitbox. That's mainly for gaming. It's a good dozen. There's a company here in Brooklyn called Livestream, although they're more, they make a lot of hardware now too, although most of the hardware unfortunately goes directly to their for-pay servers. So in other words, you have to pay a monthly fee to use their servers, although they did just come out with a really nice camera called the Mevo, M-E-V-O, and let's see if we can put that in here. Called the Mevo, M-E-V-O, and shut up. Let's see if we can put that in here. Okay, we better shut him up because we're going to get a lot of feedback if we got my big head talking here. Shut him up because we're going to get a lot of feedback if we got my big head talking here. Anyway, thanks for viewing. Oh yeah, I do see the chat that I just posted. I'm shutting my phone off because I'm getting feedback, I'm sure, from the phone. I can actually, with this Live to Air app, go in, and you know what? Since we're demonstrating, why not demonstrate? Alright, No, we don't want that. Let's get out of Facebook. Sorry for not looking at you folks, but I want to show you something really nifty. There's another app called Live Air, or Live to Air Remote, also from Teradek, also free. Put it on your iPhone, right? As long as it's on the same, as long as it's on the same network, which let's make sure I'm on the same network. Yeah, the Wi-Fi has to be on, dummy. Let's get the network on. I believe we're in the 5G. And if we're not, I'll have to do this again. So you go into the Live to Air. Streaming is not connected. Okay, let's see what's going on. iPhone. We're gonna make this 720p just to make sure. Camera stable. Streaming is not enabled. Why not? Let's see what happens here. No, we cannot connect. This is not a good demonstration, is it? For whatever reason, we're having trouble. Or maybe we need to... Maybe it's the other network, not the 5G one. Maybe it's the standard version. So anyway, free apps. Although the Live to Air app, well, there's a free version. It's $99 if you want to unlock the 30-minute or more than 30 minutes of streaming. With the Live to Air app, that's free. You only get 30 minutes of streaming. Let's do that. Let's run the app again. Live to Air Remote. Cross our fingers. Not connected. Why is it not connected? Adaptive bitrate, network, server info. Right, done. I screwed something up somewhere, which is a shame because it lets you use this as a remote camera, and then I can switch to this camera to show another view, but I screwed something up somewhere. I don't know. Let's see, input, add source. Oh, you know what? Add source. Let's see, add a device. Oh, maybe that's why. I gotta do it from here, you silly booger. There we go. Let's turn the camera towards me, gob. Let's see, we have... Okay, done. And, stream unavailable. Oh, here we go, streaming to... So, here, we're going to put this on the side here, and then we're going to go and hit the fader here, and you'll see the side of my head from camera 2. And this is so you can see we're live. Oh, what happened?
What happened?
You're the Zerg. Okay, so this is just using my phone as another camera. And then we can go fade back in to this camera. And you see, it's kind of amazing, considering it's free software. Let's go real close. Let's go real close and see if we can hit this. And we'll fade back in. And as you can see, it's ultra close up. And I'm looking at the screen instead of the camera, because the camera's all the way over here in the corner. And that's a close up of my mouth. And let's go back to this because we don't really need to have this going. But isn't that amazing? And you could set this other camera up on a tripod at another angle, as I block my face with the camera. Set it up on another spot with the camera, and get 2 camera views. And you can actually use up to 4 phones, I believe, or a combination of 4 phones or iPads. And I think if you have the latest version of the iPod Touch, Computer, be quiet. If you have the latest version of the iPod Touch, you can use it as an auxiliary camera as well. I'm going to put my phone down, and okay, it's telling me what's going on, but I don't know if I can answer it. I'm going to mute my phone so I can answer you, Steve. But the answer is, as of right now, there's no Android version. The Livestream Mevo camera does now have a Android version of the computer software, or the operating software. Computer, shut up. My Amazon Echo is going crazy. It's hearing things that I'm not actually saying. Let's see. Let's see. Where are we here? Oh, no. I muted the phone, so that wouldn't happen. Once, alright. We're going to shut that off. No, the computer is my Amazon Echo that keeps going doop in the background every time it hears something that it thinks I'm saying. Computer. Hey, it worked that time. Anyway, the Livestream Mevo camera, it's a 4K camera, 150 degree field of view. Most streaming software only streams at 720p, which is not even a quarter of 4K. It takes little crops of the sensor here and there and everywhere to make it look like 9 virtual cameras. That has a control software that does work for Android. Unfortunately, Teradek's software is iOS only, or iPad, iPhone, iPod Touch. So, unfortunately, this software is out of luck for you. Now, I do believe that there's a free version of Wirecast that works on Android. I'm not 100% certain, but I believe there is. And for a desktop computer, you can use, there's a free version of Wirecast. It's a little limited, and it'll only stream to YouTube, because Google paid Wirecast a lot of money to create this YouTube-only version. And there's also OBS, which is Open Broadcast Software, which is completely free because it's open source software, and that runs on Linux, Windows, or Mac. So if you wanted to do this, you could do it with that. Although, if you just go on your publish page on Facebook and hit publish, and hit the button that says live, you can do this. Although you won't be able to get like the... Oh, I hate the fact that this is... There we go. You see where it says live? That's an overlay. And that overlay is done in this software. Unfortunately, if you use the Facebook app or the Facebook web page, you can't do these overlays. Although you can do those crazy overlays like with Rocket Raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And you'll have Groot like over here wobbling around. Or you can get Big Eyes, or you can get the Minions and so on and so forth. So you can do those things, but you can't do those things in here because those are built into the Facebook interface. And this will stream to not just Facebook, it'll stream to any RTMP server. Facebook, YouTube, Hitbox, Beam Pro, Twitch, etc., etc. Even your own like website, it'll do. So, let's see, we're down to, we've been babbling for almost 15 minutes. We've got about 15 minutes left. So, and essentially it's all touch interface. You just touch on what you want, and I can just go back to the, hey, live stream about to begin. Obviously it's not about to begin, it's been going on all along. And let's fade back out of that. And we got these inputs here, input sources. Let's go to the editor. We can turn that overlay off that says live, Let's turn it back on since we are live. The Teradek one, when you pay the $99, you can unlock it. There's a completely free version called Teradek Live Air Solo. And that one's completely free, but it's not as feature-rich as this. But you can still do the overlays and control the volume and all that. So it's very good software if you're going to use just, say, like your phone, your iPhone, or your iPod Touch. I'd say the iPod Touch would have to be the latest generation, maybe the previous one as well, but I'm not certain on that. I don't think you can do this on a phone older than an iPhone 5, or maybe the 5S. I'm not 100% sure. It has to be able to run iOS 10 point whatever to use this software. So, I think I've chewed your ears long enough. Let's go back to the output to see if anybody asked me anything. It's a lot of fun, Steve. I enjoy doing it. It's a way to talk and do a video without having to edit. Not that I dislike editing. In fact, I use the iPad Pro now. I don't even use a computer anymore for editing. It's insane. No problem, Steve. It's my pleasure. Like I say, I love doing this stuff. It's a blast. And the light that I'm using is just a little gooseneck desk lamp that clamps to the desk, and with a frosted bulb. It's an LED bulb, and it's giving me pretty good lighting. It's one, and I have the one little fluorescent light off on the side turned on, which is the normal room light, which would normally make me look yellow and sickly. So this light is much closer as well. Anyway, you could do this live streaming on the cheap. If you were selling a product, this live streaming is great. You can go on and go, oh, buy my new t-shirt, da-da-da-do. Or, I make this bottle. These bottles are awesome. Buy this bottle. There's a link below. Click it and you can buy it for $12.95 or whatever. I would suggest using an external mic, not the device's mic. I'm using the Rode Smart Lav Plus right now. You don't have to get a Rode Smart Lav. I got this one from doing the My Rode Reel. They actually sent it to me for free. It's about an $80 mic. You can buy a bunch of Neewer lav mics. I think they're like 3 for $5. They look like this, they work like this. They're not quite as quiet as this one is. When you're completely quiet, this one really doesn't hiss much. That one has a little bit of a hiss, so it's a little noisy on completely quiet spots. But it's perfectly usable. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up because I'm just rambling now. So I hope you enjoyed this. Again, if you have an iOS device, Teradek Live Air, you could pick up an iPad these days and use that to do this. An old iPad Mini, or even the newest iPad, the 9.7. It's not the Pro. I think it's only $329 brand new, so you could probably pick up a used one for $200 if you wanted to get into this. It beats buying a dedicated real camera, I'll tell you that. The two new cameras that I was drooling over lately is the new Panasonic GH5 at $2,000 just for the body. The Sony A9, which is kind of like my A7 on super duper steroids at $4,500 just for the body. And then the Sony crop sensor A6500 also piqued my interest. Although after watching the reviews by the camera store out in Alberta, I believe they said they still overheat and there's still issues with them. So, no, I'll stick to my old G7 and my A7. I have a Panasonic G7 for 4K video, although this phone will do 4K video too. And I'll be doing a video on setting this up for blogging and vlogging, or whatever you want to call it. and do that as well soon. Or maybe I'll do it live, I don't know. Because the live seems to get more views since Facebook is pushing it. Like I say, you can get the light cheap. Another better light would be the one that I usually use, which is the Neewer also. It's accompanied by generic goodies made in Asia. Neewer CN160. It's a 160 LED light. It's maybe about that big. And it runs on a bunch of AA batteries, or you can get like a battery pack for it to run it a lot longer. And it'll mount on a camera, or you can mount it on a tripod, or even just lay it somewhere. Works great. It's dimmable. Comes with a few gels to change the color. I like to use the orangey looking one. It gives a much warmer tone for skin. So, this is it. I'm out. Have a great night. Bye for now. Over my shoulder there, that's the Sochi 2017 Grand Prix poster. Have a great night. Bye for now. Onagi wahi. And we're out. Yes, I would like to stop the broadcast, you silly monkey.